The Idol canceled on HBO after just one season. Now, that's the popular headline that's been going around within the last few days, popularized by Variety, which is this big movie blog site. Now, I wanted to go ahead and discuss this and talk about this because it's very interesting as to why this headline is coming out now after, so long after the show's run, weeks after. If you don't know, we did cover The Idol on my channel, episodes 1 through 6, I believe, and we did reactions and reviews for every single episode. I gave an original take on the show. Of course, this series had a smear campaign on it before it released to the public, and as we can see with this headline, it has a smear campaign still after its release with this canceled after one season headline. And I'm going to explain to you guys why this headline is misleading and why the smear campaign is continuing to begin with. Now, whether you like The Idol or not, which is irrelevant to whether it was getting a second season or not, me personally, unlike a lot of people who covered the series, I gave more of a positive light and positive take on the show. I actually took it for what it was. I liked the series as we watched through it and reviewed it. But for the most part, the general consensus of the community was that this is one of the worst series to drop, and it was just bashing it and hating it. That's really all you've seen for The Idol outside of like Jody's Corner. Shout out to Jody's Corner. He's the only one that kept it real and gave his real opinion on this series other than me, at least from what I've seen. Now, let's start with the fact that this show was doomed from the start. If you don't already know, it did show early. They premiered it at the Cannes Film Festival. They showed the series. I'm not sure how many episodes, maybe the whole thing. But since it was premiered at that, a Rolling Stone article went out bashing the series before its release. There was some back and forth between the creators of the show, Sam Levinson and The Weeknd, against Rolling Stone. And all that bad press and negative publicity about a supposed toxic set on set of the series of this show. Now, that caused it to have so much hate and so much controversy leading up to the release of the first episode. And after release of the first episode, we realized, I'm sure we all realized, oh, it's not as dramatic as they were saying. It's just a normal show on HBO. Now, the way they're putting this headline out and that they're painting this, it's almost like this series got canceled because of its unpopularity, which is completely untrue. If you guys don't already know, before this series ever released, it was said by the creators, especially by The Weeknd and Sam Levinson, that this was going to be a one and done. This is going to be one season's however many episodes, and they weren't going to touch it again. It was going to be one complete story from start to finish. That was always the plan for The Idol. That's what we've seen from the creators of the show. That's what they advertised it and promoted it as. And even within this Variety article, they go ahead and mention that one of the stars was aware of that when they signed on to a limited series. But that's where the smear campaign comes in, because this was always meant to be one season, and they're painting it like it got canceled, which is just so wrong and so full of clickbait and hate. Now, I honestly don't know why all the hate went behind this series. Whether you like it or not, like I said in the beginning, whether you think it's a quality series or not is irrelevant, because this was the #1 show on HBO as it was running for however many weeks it ran. 6 weeks, 5 weeks that it ran. It was the #1 show on HBO throughout all those weeks. It was pulling in the most viewership on HBO. Now, because of that, I personally thought, due to its viewership, which is the most important thing, is how many eyes got to watch it. I thought because of that, we'd be getting a season 2 just due to the viewership itself. But as we could see here, they stuck with the original plan, which is a one and done. And there's nothing wrong with that. I like The Idol as it is from start to finish. I like its one complete story, and it's just crazy to see, even weeks after the finale of this series, it's still getting these negative press headlines, people painting it out like it was this huge gigantic failure, which it definitely was not. It came in with controversy, it left with controversy, it had a ton of viewership. The show did what it was supposed to do. As far as Sam Levinson, I mean, he's given HBO 2 of their most popular series on the entire platform within recent years that wasn't Game of Thrones, that being Euphoria, which is a big smash hit. Critics and audience love Euphoria. It has amazing ratings. Shout out to Zendaya. And then The Idol, which, as we know, got terrible ratings from the critics and the audience side. But again, Sam Levinson giving HBO 2 of their biggest hits in recent years. So why all this disrespect on his name? I'm not really sure. Why the smear campaign? I'm not really sure, but it's clear that there's an agenda here. If you have eyes, you'd be able to see that. And again, I wouldn't have minded a season 2 for The Idol, because I personally like the series myself, but This show was always meant to be a one and done. Let's not paint it out like it got canceled due to it being a failure or anything like that, because that's completely false and ridiculous. And with that being said, guys, that's all I wanted to say. I seen this headline going around. I'm like, damn, they're still targeting the series. Let it go, bro. The finale was weeks ago. But yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on the Idols cancellation after season 1, after one season. Let me know your thoughts on this topic down in the comment section down below. Did you like the Idol? Did you hate the Idol? What do you think about it not getting a season 2? I don't find it that shocking or alarming again. And yeah, if you don't know what I do here on Demigod ENT, I do commentaries, reactions, and reviews. If you're seeing that in the right place, man, hit subscribe, hit the like button. I drop multiple videos a week on the show, so you can expect out of me if you don't already know. And the Demigod, the chosen one, here on Demigod ENT. I'm out of the segment. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.